Okay, so it seems like there's been a little bit of a situation involving a VTuber called Vex. Now, this has been a very interesting one, as obviously it seems like they want to stay pretty drama-free and things like that, and they're not looking to kind of cause any problems. And again, they seem like a very decent person from what I've seen, and, you know, have been kind of announcing some things lately, including obviously the fact that they're going to be no longer partnering with GamerSupps. Now, I said this was entirely my decision. I hold no negative feelings towards the representatives of the company. I simply made the decision I felt was best for myself and the whole community as a whole. So I could pursue other merchandise endeavors and partnerships without conflict of interest. You can still use code Ruski at checkout to support Zach. And still claim your discount. I'm currently not affiliated with any other company at this time, but that could change. Keep your eyes open. So obviously, yeah, it seems like there's been something going on where essentially, you know, they obviously have not been partnering with GamerSupps anymore for whatever reason that may be. Obviously, to me, GamerSupps has always been great to me. So again, I don't think it's anything to do with treatment or something like that. I think it is literally just a decision. Obviously, a lot of people are saying good luck and everything like that. I think a lot of people have been very respectful of it because, again, it's a sponsor. You know, you can choose to take on sponsors. You can choose to drop sponsors. Again, it's completely up to you. And I think that if you want to do that, then, you know, that's totally fine. But I think what this person wasn't really expecting was this to then go on forwards to some extra kind of backlash or whatever. Because, again, I think you're very well within your own rights to remove a sponsor for whatever reason that it may be, or, you know, just kind of leaving it. Again, it doesn't even have to be for a very big reason. You literally have every right to not partner with them if you don't want to, right? Obviously, then they go on to post stuff like this, saying, I love Tricky, I love Shy Lily, I love Buff Pup, I love Spite, I love Nano. This in no way incriminates me in a situation that I know absolutely nothing about and took no part in other than lending a shoulder to lean on. So yeah, obviously some people, as you can tell, you know, with the kind of names that I mentioned here, some people are trying to spin this into the whole Sinder stuff, which I think is pretty crazy. Again, I don't even know how we got to this point. Obviously, we know that Sinder and Shy Lily and people like that are a big part of GamerSupps. You know, they're co-owners and things like that. And obviously, people have been, you know, wondering what happened, what is going on. That's what they're saying in the comments right now. And obviously, there's some other posters saying stuff like this, saying, I don't know how I'm somehow getting dragged into the Sinder drama after how many months. Just because I followed Tricky, Shy Lily, Buff Pup, Spite, and Nano does not automatically mean any of these individuals know me personally, nor does that mean I had any involvement. What the hell? And obviously people saying, huh? You know, bro, I don't know. I said something about not renewing my contract to GamerSupps, and I got thrown into some weird stuff, you know? I've been saying, what are you doing catching strays like this? It says leaving GamerSupps, that's it. And obviously, yeah, it's a pretty crazy situation, you know? Because again, they haven't done anything. They literally said they were leaving GamerSupps. I understand the affiliation with GamerSupps, but at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. Now, obviously, they also post another thing saying, are you real? And obviously, then they bring up this tweet, which I think is where it's all coming from, which is from a person called Wickedness VT. And I'm just going to put this tweet out here so you guys know how dumb this person really is. This was one of the posts they put up the other day, which says, so Tectone leaves FaZe, leaves Mythic, and enters politics. Real smart move, not. You should see all the hate he's getting now. So just to kind of put it out here, Tectone has never been in FaZe. Tectone has never ever been in FaZe, like officially. Maybe he's kind of been on the stream with a FaZe member. And obviously I know what they're referring to. They're referring to a joke that Tectone made whenever some people were leaving FaZe during the whole drama, right? And he said, yeah guys, I'm leaving FaZe too. Obviously it was a clear joke because he is not in FaZe. And then obviously this person then goes and believes it and says, so Tectone leaves FaZe and stuff like that and tries to do this. Like, this is how stupid some of these people are, right? They genuinely believe a lot of jokes that people like Tectone are making and think that to the point where they think that he's in FaZe. Like, bro, okay. Obviously, as you guys can see, that is a kind of precursor to what is, you know, has been going on. Obviously said, should have just blocked them. Wasn't worth the time. Says, I did. And obviously, yeah, 100% true. You know, obviously, as you can see here in the corner, I blocked them as well. Like, they seem to be schizo posting every single day about a lot of the Sinder stuff. And again, I think blaming other VTubers and things and bringing them into it just because they follow someone or, you know, just because they're followed back by some people as well, doesn't mean anything. You know, I'm followed and follow a lot of people online, right? And it doesn't mean that we necessarily agree on every single topic ever. It doesn't necessarily mean that we talk every single day and DM every single day. It doesn't even mean that we've talked once. You know, sometimes a lot of people that I follow on Twitter and that follow me back as well, I have never talked to through a DM because, again, you know, there is no need to. I don't feel a need to. They don't feel the need to. We just follow each other on Twitter because we respect each other, right? And that's the same thing with Vex and a lot of other people. And obviously, you know, they kind of explained their role and everything, and they said they were just lending a shoulder to lean on to other people. You know, that's the only kind of involvement they had in this, was that they were just being a friend. They were being someone open to talking about, you know, the situation and stuff with someone, just to kind of let them vent it out and air it out. Because again, that's what a friend does. And obviously it doesn't mean that they have any involvement in the situation. It just means that they were being a good friend. But for some reason, this person is trying to go in and trying to, let's say stuff saying, opening your mouth automatically involves you. If you didn't want to be involved, then you shouldn't have said anything. Logic, which again, obviously, being very hostile towards this person. Again, I don't exactly get why they're trying to go after her over this, you know, one kind of post here, you know, because again, you know, it literally just says they're not part of GamerSupps. Okay, like, that's it. You know, they're not part of GamerSupps. I get it, okay? You know, they are a big part of GamerSupps. Cinder, Shylily, whatever, right? They're all a big part of GamerSupps, and they've been a very big part of GamerSupps. But that doesn't mean that they have anything to do with the situation whatsoever. It, like, you know, if I kind of, you know, obviously, as you guys know, I plug GamerSupps at the end of every single one of my videos, pretty much, right? If I was to plug it at the end of the video and someone says, oh, well, you're supporting Shylily, or you're supporting Cinder because you were GamerSupps. You know, it just sounds so dumb, right? Trying to equate kind of some kind of like mutual connections between followings and leaving GamerSupps and things like that. It's like, bro, this is the dumbest thing ever. Like, this is the dumbest drama that I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, obviously, Vex has handled it very well. They've just been talking about it and kind of addressed it. Obviously, a lot of people have been kind of talking about it as well in the Kurosanji subreddit, saying, does anybody have contacts? Because there's at least 2 large VTuber names, one other more prominent as an artist name that I see there, and that raises alarm bells after reading the rest of the tweet. It said, looking at her post prior to this one, it is Cinder related for a very odd reason. She's not renewing a contract with GamerSupps, and some weirdo is trying to tie it back to those people. Exactly. This is drama that has happened months and months and months ago, and people still want to bring it up to this day, you know, whenever it has nothing to do with it. Now, sure, if you want to bring up, you know, stuff to do with the drama, you know, new information or whatever, yeah, sure, go ahead, like, fine, that's totally fine, right? But whenever it comes to stuff like people announcing like GamerSupps things, don't automatically assume that this has to do with Cinder, or this has to do with anything to do with that stuff that happened months ago, because let's be real, although this person seems to be very, very engaged in, you know, a lot of the stuff that's been going on, it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. People don't care, and obviously people have moved on since then to the point where, you know, you're now a weirdo whenever you're talking about it, which again, I think it is an extremely weird thing to do. Obviously, you're saying, based on the name, I guess Cinder related, that I don't think so. This sounds interpersonal. No, it is not interpersonal. The OP has got it wrong there. Obviously, it said Buff was never hit by the Cinder drama directly. The other 4 were to varying extents. That apparently Vex decided not to renew a GamerSupps partnership they had, and people started a conspiracy theory. That is literally it. And obviously, yeah, people have been saying that it was Cinder related. People saying it's not Cinder related. Again, I think it is more GamerSupps related in general, and obviously, yeah, they're talking about a lot of this stuff, but again, she literally mentioned by name, you know, somehow getting dragged into the Cinder drama, which again, I think is, yeah, so crazy. We were saying the VTuber in question ended a partnership with GamerSupps and said this was related to the Cinder drama, and someone said this was related to the Cinder drama. Obviously, he says, beats me, said I did a little bit of digging, literally just typed Shylily on a Twitter posting, got what was happening. I thought it was that thing that's been going around for a good while now, that Shylily acted malicious, with a malicious intent to get rid of Cinder. However, there seems to be something more happening. I don't know if something was then. Like, again, this is something completely different. This is a completely other situation. I don't know why they're even talking about this. What the hell? Again, I don't know why that is even being brought up in this comment section. That is nothing to do with the Vex situation. Again, people are trying to kind of join together a lot of different situations into one, which again makes things way more confusing. Again, that Zentra situation is something completely different from this. 1,000,000%. Like, this is nothing to do with Cinder. This is nothing to do with GamerSupps. This is nothing to do with Vex. This is nothing to do with any of these people. That is a completely separate one, which I probably will make a video on soon. But again, obviously, that is something completely different. Again, I don't know why they brought that up. But yeah, essentially, that is the whole situation at the moment. It seems like they're being dragged into the Cinder drama for absolutely no reason. And obviously, they've blocked them, so hopefully they can just go on and just kind of live out their career and stuff. Because again, it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. It really, really doesn't matter what is going on with Sinder and things like that, and people trying to bring this person into it when they've done literally nothing wrong. Now, sure, if they were someone that was heavily involved in it and things like that, then I can understand them calling them out and maybe making some posts and them having to discuss it. But Vex has nothing to do with it. Vex claims that obviously they were literally just there for a shoulder to kind of talk to and everything like that, and just being a good friend. So obviously lock them up. They were a good friend. Throw away the keys. I can't believe they were such a good friend towards all of these people. How horrible of them, right? And obviously, yeah, it seems like people still to this day are trying to I don't know, throw people into this kind of stuff. I don't get it anymore. But hey, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Go over to GamerSupps. Obviously, I know they've left GamerSupps, but I'm still with GamerSupps. So use my code Kazza, get 10% off again. They got a ton of really cool stuff over there. I definitely recommend checking them out. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.